Yeah, we are live and we are expecting to see Sarcastic Whisky Wench Sarah join, perhaps. Internet's been a bit slow on joining for the Instagram live, so just give it a few seconds until she'll appear, I hope. Yeah, because I just chat along, we're going to try 3 different whiskies tonight together, and we're going to try the Tyrconnell single malt, and we're going to try the Writer's Tears copper pot, and we're going to do a dive into Tipperary again, since we messed up the last video. We failed to upload it. So she is not that quick in joining. Well, a bit on the first whiskey, perhaps. If I'll even get her to join. The Terconnell is from Cooler Distillery, and it's a single malt ex-bourbon cask, stands at 43%. And Cooler Distillery is an Irish distillery that they mainly now produce whiskey that is for other distilleries such as that. And she is apparently not joining, so that's interesting, very much. Well, perhaps now. It took a while. Yeah, I'm just going to take and fix her invite here. Let's see if she appears magically on the Instagram magic channel or something like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So seemingly having some real technical difficulties tonight. And it's impossible to see. Well, Sarah, if you're listening, it doesn't work. Can't get you in on the channel today. Somehow. So we tried it like 30 or 40 minutes ago, and it worked very good, but it seemingly, that's 5 minutes not appearing.
No. I requested to join, and then it joined, and then it kicked me off, and then I requested to join again, and then it took like, I don't know, 90 seconds for me to join again. So I'm really sorry, but to be honest, it's not my fault.
I don't know whose fault it is. It doesn't matter anyways. I've been telling people that we're going to try 3 different whiskies today. And I've also told them we're going to start with the Terconnell, and it's from Cooler Distillery. It's a single malt, ex-bourbon, 43%. The horse whiskey.
A horse whiskey.
I remember you posting something on a horse with this.
I did actually manage to get some curious horses to wander up close by while I just stuck the bottle in front of it, and then snapped a very nice picture, to be honest. I think it was a nice picture because the horses were in the background.
And it's real horses.
It is real horses. Yes, they were real horses, and I didn't get too close, but they were just curious, so they came up, so it was nice. So, have you told everybody about this one already? Because I was furiously trying to join.
I told them about the whiskey, but I haven't told them any notes or something like that. So that's why you are here, because you're the expert in flavors. I'm just a drinker.
You know what this one reminds me of, actually? I realized it after I'd done like note-taking a few times. This one sort of reminds me, I don't know if you have this, but in the UK they have a sort of hard liquor called Pimm's, which is really good in the summer. And you add like cucumbers and, wait, cat, stop it, sorry. Hello, Film and Barrel. And so it reminds me a bit of a Pimm's, which is a really lovely summer drink.
I don't think we have that here, no.
No, if you're from the UK, you'll know what it is, but I didn't know what it was until I moved here either. But it's got some citrus notes, for sure, and it's got a bit of cereals, I think, on the nose. But when you try it, it's like sweet pear with some malt and honey, I would say. Oh, Malt Lingual knows what I'm talking about. By the way, I would say this is a good summer sipper. This is
It's a
really
summer
good.
whiskey.
Yeah, this is really good for like a hot day. You just put a bit of, maybe just put it in the fridge to cool it down, or just a little bit of ice, and I think it's fab for a summer's day. Absolutely wonderful.
I also get the honey, and it's a very soft whiskey, if I can use that word again. I don't use
Yeah.
smooth anymore because I've stopped that. I refuse to do it. But the honey is probably from I think it's an ex-bourbon barrel, so it's a pretty
Yeah,
common
it's
flavor
really
to
nice.
get honey or vanilla or something like that. So it's not
I
like
see.
the lengthiest finishes.
No, it's not a lengthy finish, but it's still good. I mean, it kind of finishes like a dry white wine, to be honest, but I like it. It's really easygoing. It's mellow. It's not overly complex, but it's got a good flavor. It's a solid dram, smooth, mellow, summery. I'd recommend it for sure.
And it's a pretty fair price point. I don't remember how much I gave for it. It's
I
available
think
in
it's
Sweden, but it's
I
okay
think it's
price.
around 30, 35 pounds in the
Huh?
UK. So I'd imagine it's a comparable price in euro. Um, So yeah, speaking of euros, I can hear partying outside of my door already.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't come home then. Or it comes home to some other place that's actually won the Euros a few times, like Italy or something like that.
I'll never hear the end of it. We'll never get the end of it.
I know.
But anyway,
Yeah,
shall we
but
move
it's a
on?
good recommended whiskey, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. To be fair, I'd recommend all of these, but Tyrconnell is definitely the light, refreshing summer drink that you're gonna have this time of year for sure. So I think it's an apt time of year to talk about it.
It's like an everyday sipper, if you can call it like that.
It is. Yeah,
And with whiskey
absolutely.
stuff, I know Mark is supporting England. I've seen the posts, and
That's whiskey
yeah.
stuff. Well, Malt Maiden, I think, joined us. So she and I will be rooting for Italy.
Yeah, the
I'm sure
Scots.
smooth whiskey. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, we're moving on to Writer's Tears, and
Writer's Tears.
short on the whiskey. It's a non-age statement from Walsh whiskey. Non-age statement means that it's like 3 years or more, and it's a blend of pot still whiskey and single malt, and it's I think it's about 40%, something like that. You may have a
Do
different
you
one than I have.
do you have the copper pot, or do you have a different Writer's Tears?
Copper pot here.
Yeah,
So
I have a
it's
copper pot.
exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's American oak charred bourbon barrels. So
Mhm.
it should have somewhat similar notes in
Yeah.
some sense than the other.
I,
But I mean, the pot still would make it more viscous, I hope.
It does. It does feel heavier in the mouth. And I'm getting the honey and the citrus, but this is more like a marmalade sort of smell. It's heavier, I guess, for lack of a better term, but just this is a whiskey I'll always brag about, because I never am without a Writer's Tears in my whiskey collection, because it's one I always want to. It's one that I'll see. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll fancy that tonight. I'm never not in the mood for Writer's Tears. It's really good.
I actually saw a live stream with a British guy yesterday on Irish Whiskey Reviews, and I think he's in something like English, Whiskey Society or something like that. And lo and behold, when I looked up on his shelf, they had a Writer's Tears. And I think almost everyone that knows anything about whiskey or likes more whiskey than, the common person, have a Writer's Tears, because it's cheap, it's accessible, you can find it in cask strength, and like 40%, so it has a lot going for it.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's another one of those, as you said, an everyday sipper, but it's a bit more complex than the Terconnell, I would say. It's got that heavier feel, more oil to it, and the flavor, it's got some green apple and a bit of tartness to it, so it's got a little more going for it, and I get a little bit of oak on the finish as well. I don't know about you.
And I get some dark chocolate
Slightly.
as well, so it's pretty long. Whiskey, I think, for 40%. It's a cool thing, actually. First, it's a single malt. This is a blend. You're not supposed to underestimate blends, because if you know what you're doing, you can blend some really good stuff. So the single malt brigade can just go kiss their own asses, because I mean, be open to stuff. I would say.
I do like single malts, but I also enjoy a good blend. As you said, I don't think they should be underestimated, because anyone who's worth their salt will know how to make a good blend. And yeah,
I mean, you can make horrible blends. It's no problem making terrible stuff. give me 5 minutes, I'll blend up something really disgusting, I think.
Anybody can do it.
So I mean, both of these are very good, and price worthy, I would say.
Yes, very affordable. I would, yeah, if you've not got much money, but you still want, you know, something that you know you're going to enjoy, it's going to be smooth and lovely to sip on, I would recommend either one of these Irish whiskies. They're both very lovely in similar ways, but both striking their own chords.
Yeah. And I mean, they're good beginners whiskeys, as well as good everyday sippers for people. I mean, if you want a complex, smoky, weird whiskey, then these are not for you, I would say.
No, there's others out there, but no.
I mean, like this, I like to switch up. I like to have something for different moods, or different time of seasons, and different. I mean, it's one thing to have a whiskey in the afternoon, and it's one thing to have it late at night when you're contemplating life and stuff. So I mean, I think
if you're contemplating life, you definitely need some peat.
Or a sour whiskey, if that.
Have some peat with your existentialism.
But I mean, it's whiskey. I think it's good to have. I don't like that. I mean, people. I can't say I only like this and I like it all the time. I mean, I need to switch things up, because or else I'm just getting lazy and failing or something like that. Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, exactly. The last whiskey I told people before you could join there that we had a live stream a few weeks ago, and we couldn't post it in some reason. I hope this will post. So we're returning to people we like a lot, and the people at Tipperary, we like them very much because they're a kind bunch. That's why we're having this.
They're wonderful, and it's a very good whiskey. I really like it, and it's still new. There's no age statement, but I would imagine it's not very much older than 3 years. But for such a young whiskey, it's fantastic.
Actually 3 years and 7 months in cask. Exactly 3 years and 7 months. And
okay, of course they. Sorry, they have given us the date.
I checked it on Irish whiskey apps.
Okay.
So I will always check like that. And it's to see what I wrote something here. Some cool stuff is that it's their own barley, but they've sourced the production and distillation to another place. And I think it was bottled and matured at their Balladony farm or something like that. I don't know, remember. Cool stuff. The tube. Do you have the tube readily available?
I don't have the tube. No, my child destroyed it, but I have the bottle. The tube has, it has. Yeah, I know it's great. It's beauty and it's really pretty in its simplicity. I like it. But the cool thing is if you look at the code on it, the code, it'll tell you everything about the barley that was grown. So you get a full terroir report on all everything that's going on in it. So they're really transparent about what's going into it, and it's good stuff. They're very proud of it.
100% recyclable. Bam. Yes. So there's no plastic in the tube at all. So that's something they've taken into account. Whiskey in itself, 50%. I don't use water. I don't think I need it, and it's been matured in ex-Rioja casks, so it's wine casks. So
and that's I have to bring up the color. It's this beautiful rose gold color. I think it's just beautiful to look at. It's really pretty. I'm not sure the camera will do it justice. Yeah, it's beautiful though. It really is a beautiful sort of rose gold color,
like reddish or something like that. It's So the wine has really the wine casks. It makes a good appearance in this one in color.
Yes.
And I mean, young whiskey. We'll get to that.
Yeah, but on the nose, I get a lot of earthy, a little bit of butterscotch, but a lot of earthy smells to it, but then there's sort of a residual tartness, like gooseberries.
It's a lot of
Not sure.
berries, right?
Yeah, there's a
Also
bit of a tart.
strawberries, raspberries, perhaps.
I think once you try it, the berries really come through as well. I get strawberries, cherries, and I get a bit of dark chocolate as well.
And I think I told you the first time I tried it, it has like a farm feeling or spring or summer feeling to it.
Yes,
Um,
yeah, very much.
like a grass or hay or something like that.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, it's a lovely drop, and the thing about Tipperary is I can see them only getting exponentially better
Yeah.
as the years go on. And they're incredibly hardworking, and they do everything farm to the bottle. So I like this one.
Yeah,
I've got
it's
I've
like
got I've got a special place in my heart for this one, I think.
cool stuff is I think that Rioja cask has made it. I mean, I've had a few lately that has that, like a wine cask or something. The rough edges, they get smoothed out by the wine cask, I think. So if you have a young
Yeah,
whiskey, it's a good thing to do it in fortified wines or wine casks.
absolutely. It's lovely.
Because I'm holding this over like the Waterford, for example. Also a young whiskey with terroir thoughts. So this is
Yeah.
much more for me, even though I haven't tried
I
all Waterfords.
I haven't tried all the Waterfords either, but to be honest, I'm a bigger fan of the Tipperary, if I'm being honest, with new whiskies, with new Irish whiskies, excuse me. Which there's plenty of new Irish whiskies going around, but I think Tipperary is one to really keep your eye on, because it's just going to keep getting better and better, and because this is already fantastic, and it's just over 3 years old.
If you want to, people who want to can, I think it's a possibility to throw in and try an introductory pack still at Belfast Whisky Week for Tipperary, if they're interested.
Yes.
It's like £15 or something like that. So it's
20, I think it's actually £20, but still that's not a bad price. So you can try, I forget how many I think there's at least 3 drams, if not 4, of the Tipperary. 3. Okay, so there's 3 drams of the Tipperary in there, and it's well worth it. So, yes, at a glass, of course. Yeah. So for £20, 3 drams in a glass, not a bad deal. So yeah, we're always going to talk about Belfast Whisky Week because it's coming up. You're just under 2 weeks left.
I think you have until the 15th to order tickets, actually. So after the 15th, you can buy on a walk-in. So it's just a few days left to get the tickets in. So you should do that if you're interested. I mean, if you want to experience different introduction packs, they're very cheap and affordable. So if you're, I've been thinking about trying this and that, I mean, check it out. They might have your flavor or style of something if you want to try that you haven't had a chance to.
So many whiskeys involved, so many. So there's surely something to find. I think there's a fair few that are sold out, but there's still a lot to choose from. Yeah. So go and check it out.
Yeah. So this is the last one. Yes. Last thing I want to say was I get a bit of nuts. Like
do you?
Yeah, I've always done it. Not in my head because that I am nuts. But it's
all right, you're in good company.
I have some nuts in this one, and it has evolved from the first time I've opened the bottle. So from oxidation and touching the air, it's had an evolution I like a lot because the first sip was like, whoa, this is young whiskey and it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it needed the air in the bottle.
Yeah. No, I don't taste too much nuttiness, but I think you've had your bottle a little bit longer than I have, so maybe it will evolve for me. I remember my yeah. Oh, but yeah, mine's probably more empty.
Like always.
Yeah, like always. Because I do love whiskey.
And I think that I have a few more bottles than you, and that contributes to that I don't drink mine that much.
Yeah, I think you have double the amount of whiskeys that I have.
Yeah, I know that shit as well. Yeah. So before we say goodbye, I'm doing there will be a Puccine video uploaded tomorrow, and I will talk about 3 different Puccines from Killowen Distillery in Mourne Foothills.
Yes, and I think maybe if you had a Kalauan shirt, that would help
Yeah,
Brendan.
I've heard that they have those kinds of t-shirts with branding, Brandon. So if you listen to this, eventually people are looking at you and saying, "Where are the t-shirts?" Yeah. So this would be everything, and I will upload this if Instagram doesn't mess up my life. Okay.
I hope not. So yes,
Thanks,
Sideshow.
everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks for joining.
Slanja,
Bye.
and we'll see if it comes home. Bye bye.
Slanja, oh, Italy. Italia, Slangeva.
Forza. Bye.